Good morning, and I want to take this moment to welcome you all back to the 2017-18 West Franklin school year. It's been a few months since you've probably seen me come out with a message, and it's high time I get caught up on things and try to catch you up on things. First off, I want to tell you that we've been back in school for 2 weeks now, and things seem to be going pretty good. Kids are getting back in the swing of things, teachers are in the swing of things, and we're going full scale. So that's a positive. That's a thank you to all the custodians and maintenance people that work throughout the summer to get your buildings ready. And that's a compliment to all our teachers and staff and principals that have put their effort in to make this a successful school year. When I left you last time, which was probably back in about February or March, at that point the board was given serious discussion, and it even had some community meetings in relationship to a potential bond issue to make some facility upgrades in the district. And one of the things that I know I made that point several times, as did the board, that this bond issue is not about closing school buildings. This bond issue is about making upgrades to the campuses. And that's plural, campuses, not just closing stuff down and moving stuff. That's not what they're trying to do. What they are trying to do is to give our kids the best opportunity they can to be all they can, and to prepare them for when they step across that stage in May and graduate from West Franklin High School. With that being said, the board has went ahead and the board employed the services of a gentleman from Topeka named Robert Hansen of Hansen Design, and he will be leading our bond committee group or planning committee through a process to make some recommendations to the board. This group is made up of about 26 people. I think if you followed us on the internet and looked at the flyers in the community and looked at our webpage, you would notice that in the last probably about the last month and a half, 2 months, we solicited people and gave you an opportunity to be on this planning committee. We ended up with 26 people. Last night we met for the first time. The expectation is for this planning committee to make recommendations to the Board of Education as to what might be potential upgrades and projects to be put on a bond issue. Along with that, this committee knows that they've also been tasked with to take input from everyone. If you have something to say, by all means, let them know, give them your input. At this point, last night was the very first step in that process. Mr. Hansen led them through some various activities of which helped them to get prepared for this. The board's also employed the services of a gentleman named Steve Sjogren and his son Brett Sjogren, and they will be handling the financial aspect of this as well as help promote it a little bit maybe. And when I say promote, their part will be to let you know what it's going to cost you. I encourage all of you, I don't care whether you're a senior citizen, middle-aged, young parent, child, we want input, and that's what this process is all about. The board realizes that without your input and what your desires are, then this may not be possible. So don't hesitate to give some input. That's what we're asking you to do. One thing, when we talk about this, Mr. Hansen last night informed the committee that we want to be very open about it. We want to, whatever goes on or is said, we want you to be able to know what was decided and what's being talked about and discussed. We're going to have a tab open up on the USD 287 website that will probably have some information for you. That's in a work in progress as I speak today, but that should be up and going here before very long. I've asked you to communicate. One thing that I really want you to zero in on, and I call it getting accurate information. So as we go through this process, if you quote unquote hear something, before you maybe necessarily internalize that as fact, I would ask that you check the website, give me a call, talk to one of the committee members, but make sure that what you're hearing, so to speak, is accurate. And I think that'll be a big part to me, is to see to it that everybody's getting accurate information as opposed to, well, so-and-so said or someone said. Let's try to get what's actual information and what it is. And like I emphasized a minute ago, don't hesitate to call me. That's what you pay me for. I'll be glad to fill you in as best I can. I don't always have all the answers, but I'll do what I can to give you accurate information and to update you. So don't hesitate to communicate with others. Don't hesitate to communicate with the committee members. Don't hesitate to communicate with me. Do what you can so you're informed and get active, meaning, hey, I do want this, and if it is you don't want it, that's fine too. Get active there and say, I don't want it. That's fine. But we need some input as we proceed through this process. So I ask that you stay on top of it as best you can, and don't hesitate to ask if you have questions. One thing that I do want to tell you is, after being here 3 years, I definitely can see the support you give our kids, our teachers, our schools, and that's greatly appreciated. Not just by me, but I know our kids understand that too, and I know our teachers understand it, and I know our principals understand it. So I want to thank you for your support, and I appreciate that. As we go through this school year, I'll try to give you more updates as we progress along in this bond process and this planning process and this facility committee process. I will try to give you updates as often as new information comes to light and as often as new thoughts and ideas are passed around. The goal right now is to try and have something formulated in the next few months, and I say few. There's not really a hard deadline. We're looking at maybe by January having some thoughts formulated, but it's kind of a work in progress. There's not a definite timetable set, but that's kind of a tentative timetable to see where we're at and where we're going. So if that helps you, that's where we're going to start. I know that in the next couple of weeks, the committee will be garnering input from the teachers and the principals. They will be making actual visits and walking through all the facilities, be it starting with West Franklin Elementary at Williamsburg, to West Franklin Elementary at Appanoose, to West Franklin Middle School, to West Franklin High School, and all the buildings on those 3 campuses that that walkthrough will entail. So that's where we're starting. And like I said, I encourage you to get involved as far as what's going on, ask questions, and give in your input. With that, I want to leave you on a note. And I think maybe this is probably the most important thing that I can tell you. It certainly meant a lot to me. In the last couple of days, we had a visitor to our school, and this particular visitor was unaware of where the lunchroom was. And just to show you the quality of kids we have, and it's not just at West Franklin High School, it's from pre-K through 12. But this visitor made a point to search and find me and let me know that as he was standing in the parking lot asking students, where's the lunchroom, 2 of our students took the time to walk him over and personally escort him to the lunchroom to show him where it was at. That's a sign of the kind of kids we have at West Franklin. It makes me very proud to say I'm here. It makes me very proud to be a part of that. And it's a great reflection on you as parents and patrons of the values you've taught kids and the values that they'll take with them in life. So be proud of that. I certainly was. To me, that's the highlight. It'll be hard to beat that all year long. I don't care if we go to state in volleyball. I don't care if we win a 1 rating in music. I'll be very proud of that. But when it comes right down to it, that shows that we have good quality kids, and that's what it's all about. They have good moral values, and they have good manners, and I was very proud to hear that. So with that, I'm going to sign off for today. I thank you for your time, and I'll be seeing you before very long. Thanks.